Hello, hello, hello. Thanks everybody for joining. My name is Larry Bailey. This is Mortgage Workflow Partners hosting Mastering Encompass. This is a Tuesday event workshop. We are meeting every other Tuesday, normally around 4 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Eastern, talk for about an hour, sometimes a little bit less, usually never more. And this series from now through the end of the year is all workshop. And specifically, today's workshop topic is all about seamless starts, application and borrower docs done right. Before I get into the details while folks are coming in, first of all, thanks very much for joining me. I know you probably always have something else going on, so I appreciate you spending your time live with me. And for those watching replay over at masterencompass.com, thanks for doing that too. So the important part here is to reframe, again, why are we doing this? Why am I doing this whole workshop series? And the reason why is because I've found consistently that companies are who are using Encompass fall into a few different categories, but by and large, the companies that had Encompass implemented, if it was some time ago, workflows have changed. Obviously, the technology has changed. The market's changed, right? If the one thing constant in mortgage is change. And the other cohort, so to speak, are folks that are either thinking about completely blowing up their existing Encompass and they want to start over because it's that chaotic. Or maybe you're the type of person who is thinking about launching your company either brand new with Encompass, or you're thinking about switching over into Encompass from another LOS. We've got a few companies that we're actually implementing right now where they are coming from other LOS platforms. So my whole point for doing this is if I were creating a mortgage company and I was going to use the Encompass platform, which I would not use anything else personally, how would I do it? And so the two previous events that happened in June, one was talking about leads and how to manage those leads. And the one we did just before here was talking about qualification, pre-approvals, early wins, things like that. And so today's all about seamless starts. So the context here is that I'm going to be talking about, we've gotten the borrower, they've gotten pre-qualified, but now they've either decided to go forward with the refinance situation they've got going on, or they found a property. And now you've triggered TRID, right? Or whatever your application status means for you if you're doing non-TRID loans. But basically, you've got to get the application complete, and you've got to collect borrower documents. And there's philosophies around that. The one golden rule here is everything's native Encompass. Everything. I fully believe that. There was a huge pendulum swing over to believing technology comes before workflow. That is entirely wrong in every shape of the word. Workflow always comes first. If you follow me on LinkedIn, I got into this big, long thing. Matt Van Fossen from the Big POS had a comment about that. Mike Kelleher had some more comments about Encompass and those kinds of things. And it's not like I'm an Encompass fanboy. I just know what works. And I know, and I'm passionate about making sure people have the right information in the right context. And I also know that most folks who have an experience with Encompass that is not memorable in a good way is because the workflows are jacked up. Because some decisions were made to create settings in the past that make no sense today. And nobody has the ability or the desire to make the changes that are required to make things better. And so how do I know this is true? Because Mortgage Workflow Partners, we do nothing but workflow reviews. We actually go through and I stand up in the room and I say, this is what we got to do if you want to have a successful company. So if you ever want to see these replays, head over to masterencompass.com. They'll be over there in the resource center. And replay them at your heart's content. So last thing I'll say here in the warm-up is this is a community meeting, right? And so normally I end up doing all the talking, which is fine. That's what I get paid for. but it's really open for you to ask questions. So feel free to use the chat. Feel free to raise your hand. I can take you off mute. Whatever. This is your information to absorb, and I want to make sure it's done in a format that makes sense for you. So there you go. All right, let's get into it. Let's talk about a company that doesn't exist, almost existed like that much. Like I almost started a mortgage company 2 years ago, and at just at the last second, it didn't feel right. And I'll probably do it at some point in the future, truthfully. I'll probably go back into retail once I get done building up mortgage workflow partners and handing it off to somebody else to run, because it's a lot. it's a lot. So I want somebody else to do the hard work eventually. And I'll probably go back to retail lending, which is what gave me the idea for doing this whole workshop in the first place. All right, so let's talk about seamless starts and what does it look like to complete an application. I'm going to be using, as I said, native encompass. And so when you think about native encompass, one of the things that you need to think about, of course, is the idea of leveraging consumer connect.